Hi everyone, this is me again doing my second video on Andean cosmology, and today I wanted to talk to you about the code of existence, which is causa in Quechua. And this code for me it's magical because it's the beginning of everything. It's the beginning of this path towards your own self or enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. But this is the first step. And why is this? Um, for the people from the Andes, they take this for granted because it's their cosmology. They were born with these concepts, to put it this way. But for us, it takes some understanding because for us, we were born in the Western world, we have been brought up or raised with the idea of separation. Like we are not whole. Happiness or a part of us is separated. And that's why we hear in the common language saying like, oh, I'm looking for myself, or I'm trying to find myself. I feel like something is missing in my life, right? So there's an idea that you're not complete because the way our society did it for us is that your other part or the part that is missing is maybe in a career, is maybe in getting a job or forming a family, becoming somebody, right? And we actually use the words, I'm trying to be somebody. So this is so funny when you start thinking about it, because how are you gonna be somebody by doing something that you're setting yourself to do when you are already someone, when you are already whole, when you're already complete? See the odd of that? And obviously, when you feel like incomplete, you're easier to be manipulated by things outside that are claiming you to have your incomplete part. But anyways, I don't want to talk about it because as you know, like these topics can be very broad. But what causa does is that you start with you declaring yourself as whole and complete, and your psyche starts feeling different. So you suddenly don't feel pressure to rush to be like somebody, to be somebody because you're already you. And then you start doing things with consciousness for your improvement, for your evolution, something that helps you become a better person, not to just be another machine like that is doing the same thing like other people are doing. You know, it's funny, but we think in the Western world that we are unique and we're very special, yet we're in a competition to be just like somebody else, like graduate from the same school, get the same brand of clothing or stuff like that. Now, tell me how that is being unique. That is not being you. That's you being used by this idea of being unique. But anyways, so how do we, for the Quechuas, they don't have to worry about feeling whole or feeling complete. But for us, yeah, how do we get from this idea that we feel empty and incomplete to feeling whole? Well, there's a ritual that the Quero priests use to make the connection or make yourself realize and recognize and acknowledge that you are whole and complete and that you're just perfect just as you are. And so we vaguely call these shamanic rituals, but I wanted to explain this because I understand that from my previous experience when I was growing up, because I grew up in a religious environment, when you start hearing the word shaman, you immediately start thinking of the devil, right? So I wanted to clarify that with understanding and giving you the permission to understand and expand your awareness, I realized that what we call shamanism is not different than what the media does or what TV shows does or the ritual of getting married or a graduation. It's not different because we have to understand first how our mind operates. Our mind operates we have the logical part, which is 10% of our brain, and then we have the unconscious part that is 90%. Now, we think that logic is governing us, is directing our choices, but that's not true. Because the logical part might tell you, I don't want to eat fast food because for whatever reason. And but then you feel drawn to it. You still eat it and you say, I can't, I try, but I can't, right? And so if your logical part is telling you no, how come in yourself you think that you cannot and you give in, right? So that part is a 90%. Now, how did fast food manage to be stronger than your logical part? Because they use a language not for your logical brain, but for your subconscious mind, because that's the part of your brain that governs your actions, that creates your reality, that makes you attract and be attracted to things, right? And so what shamanism does, or rituals, I want to say rituals instead, is that it starts speaking to that 90% of the brain, because that it's a language of experimenting. It cannot tell real from unreal. Your logical part might say, oh, this is not real, right? Like you can watch a movie and you know the movie is not real, it's fake, but your subconscious mind doesn't get it. So you still feel, if it's scary, you still feel scared. If it's romantic, you feel like you're falling in love again, stuff like that, right? And but that when the feeling is so strong, it starts guiding your actions, your behavior, your thoughts, your feelings. So you are likely to be scared or love or appreciate. So the media has known this for a long time, obviously. They use it very well. The language that they use is the language that they speak to the 90% of your brain. And your logical part can say, hey, you're being crazy, it was just a movie, but you're still afraid to stay alone at night, or or walk without a light because you're scared of the dark and stuff like that. And those are the things that you were influenced by, maybe a movie or a cartoon or whatever that is, that spoke to the 90% of your brain. So shamanism rituals speak to the 90% of your brain. But our ancestors knew this, obviously. I mean, this has been knowledge for a lot of people for a long time, but our Western society had used it to manipulate and control people, obviously. But in our native societies, they have used it for consciousness and expansion and maintaining a balance and interrelation of man with the earth and with the cosmos. And so now it's time to use it to heal ourselves from this false idea of separation. So what Kausai will do to you through some forms of acknowledgement is to be whole again, to accept that you're whole again. So I'll give you a little tip of a ritual. You can look at yourself in the mirror, for instance, and then express, you say like your name, because your name is you. It's what defines you, your wholeness. So you say, I was looking for you all my life, and I now found you, and I declare myself complete and whole. You can do this with another person, you can do this with a stuffed animal, it doesn't matter. It's the action, it's the acting part, with a feeling, with a strong feeling that you are finally complete, where you realize that you have always been you since you were born, you were not separated. So when you use that feeling in the act, you're a new person. So whatever you set to do from now on, you're gonna do it with a consciousness, not to try to please, not to try to be somebody, but you will do it for you because you love yourself. because you're whole and now you choose to have a different experience. But from this Andean code of Qhapaq will come another code called Anya. And Anya, I will talk about in our next video because this is also very broad. So I hope this video helps you, and I'll try to post another video next week. So this is it for today. But I wanted to invite you, for whoever is already resonating with the Andean cosmology or any other native cosmologies like the Hopis or Buddhism or stuff like that, the Keros in Peru are organizing this great event for the reunification of mankind in Cusco, Peru, and it's gonna be from November 3rd to the 12th, and where people from all over the world, especially Native American or religious leaders from all over the world, are gonna go there with the intention to harmonize ourselves with the earth, to heal it, and this is very prophetical, because there was a prophecy in the Qhapaq community of 700 years ago, before the Spanish arrived, that from 700 years there will be the time where the people of the world could become one, could be integrated. And I will give you more information because I translated the document from Spanish to English, and I will post this in this video. So if you have any questions and you have the strong feeling like, oh, I want to be part of this, please email me at munaievolution@gmail.com. And yeah, the more people that can come, it will be the most transformation. Because if you change, the whole world will change. Change starts from within, from us. And anyways, my love to you. Until next video. Bye.